Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and it's been a little while since I've done just a straight up rant. Not talking about any specific bill or any specific legislation, just trying to vent to you guys. And I know these are things that you guys think about as well, so maybe we can vent together. But I want to talk about the hypocrisy that is going on in Washington. Now, hypocrisy in Washington, they go hand in hand, and they've gone hand in hand for as long as there's been politics and politicians. So it's nothing new, but this is what drives me nuts the most, is hypocrisy when it comes to the Second Amendment. This channel is proud to be supported by the USCCA. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association helps responsible Americans like you prepare for what happens before, during, and after an act of lawful self-defense. USCCA members get life-saving education, expert training, plus defense liability insurance. These benefits provide more than 500,000 USCCA members with the peace of mind that they deserve. Plus, a USCCA membership is always risk-free with their 100% money-back, bulletproof guarantee. Membership is truly an investment worth exploring. Click the most important link you might click ever down below and activate your U.S. Concealed Carry Association membership now. Now, the Second Amendment is kind of a unique right. In the second part of the Second Amendment, not only does it protect the people, but it protects a specific tool. So it protects that specific tool so that people can own, possess, and use that tool. Right now, politicians are trying to erase that tool so that the people don't have access to their Second Amendment rights. So they're trying to get rid of one element of the Second Amendment that would essentially void everything, while simultaneously using the same tools that they're trying to ban from everybody else to protect themselves. So that's the first thing that drives me nuts right there, is that they're trying to take away the most effective tool that you can use to defend yourself, while simultaneously using that same tool to defend themselves. So it's not okay for you, but it's okay for them. So they have their offices, they have their office building completely surrounded 24/7 for months now. So they're protected by the same tools that they're trying to take away from the average citizen, as if somehow they are better than the people. They are the people. Our government is comprised of people who were elected from the general population. They're not a different class. They are the people. But still, they see themselves as something special, and so they can use the same things that they are trying to take away from you. Now, you guys might say that, well, those are a little bit different. That's not exactly what they're trying to take away. Well, yeah and no. Here's the thing. I don't understand why certain things are restricted, like NFA items, for instance. I don't remember the Constitution and the Second Amendment saying the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed as long as it's not too fast, strong, heavy, big, or mobile. It doesn't say anything like that. It stops right there. It shall not be infringed. So already I see that there is a hypocrisy going on. They're using things that they regulate and ban to protect themselves while simultaneously trying to take them away from you. And at the same time, telling you that you don't need them. You don't need something like that, right? As if it's the bill of needs. You don't need. Why do you need something like that? You're using them right now. Did you use it because you thought it maybe wasn't the best choice? Well, that would be a stupid idea. You're using it because you think it's the best choice to defend yourself. So how is it not my best choice to defend myself? And the rest of us can't have our offices or our homes, or our places of worship surrounded 24/7. We can't have that. I mean, you call law enforcement, 45 minutes later, maybe they'll be able to do something about it, but I doubt it. So, what are we to do? We don't have what they have. Now, the other thing I want to rant about is carry reciprocity, okay? So carry reciprocity would allow anybody who had a permit to carry in any state, all 50 states, right? It would be just like a driver's license. So in a driver's license, I have a Nevada driver's license. If I was to drive all the way over to New York, it would be valid in every state that I cross through all the way to New York. Unlike a carry permit where I have to zigzag around, and it might not even be valid in my final destination. So therefore, it's pretty much invalid wherever I might be going, except for the few states that actually recognize it, right? But it's not uniform. It's not complete. However, Okay, and here's the thing. You won't find reciprocity bill going through. You won't find a reciprocity bill that makes it very far past either the Senate or either the House or maybe not even through committee. It just never finds its way up to be signed. But they, with their bodyguards, can go wherever they want. So if you have one of the higher ups, let's say like Pelosi, right? And she wants to travel to Colorado, well, guess what? Her bodyguard standing right behind her can go wherever he wants, and he's going to be able to protect her. So you can't protect yourself while you're traveling across the country, but she can. So she can go wherever she wants. She can go to California, then up to Colorado. Maybe she goes to Washington, heads over to New York, right? And through all of those stops and all of those places, the person and the people that are with her, giving her that protection that she wants to take away from you, are allowed to go anywhere, including places that are restricted even by current carry permits in your home state, like federal buildings. We have to take it off, put it somewhere safe, lock it up, whatever, and then go into a federal building. If you try otherwise, you're probably going to be arrested. But she can walk right in with that same protection, in and out all day long, hop on an airplane, go wherever she needs to go, and her protection is no more than a few feet away. So while they, not just her, while pretty much all politicians in Washington have some type of security, you are left to fend for yourself, apparently. So again, it's like the reciprocity part of it kills me. They can be defended pretty much anywhere they go, while we have to be disarmed half of the places we need to travel. Now, another thing that really gets to me, and some people might not even know this, but politicians will actually write themselves out of legislation. It used to happen all the time in California. So it happens at a local level, a state level. It happens at the federal level, where basically these politicians become exempt to the same laws that they pass on everybody else. Back when I was in California, when they would write new legislation and try and ban something else, or registration, background checks, whatever it happened to be, they would write an exemption in there for certain groups, them being one of them. So they wouldn't have to go through the registration. They wouldn't have to go through the background check. They wouldn't have to go through a 10-day waiting period. They didn't have to go through the same hoops that they were making the general public hop through. And so again, not only do these people try and take away the Second Amendment rights of the rest of the country, but they exempt themselves from all of those laws so that they don't have to follow them themselves. So it's a Second Amendment for them, but not a Second Amendment for us. So this whole thing really got me thinking, what do we do about this? I mean, we're really kind of stuck in this endless loop of hypocrisy. And how does it ever change? Because if you have somebody on the Republican side that you don't like and has never really supported the Second Amendment, and then you have somebody on the Democrat side that clearly doesn't support the Second Amendment, right? But maybe you don't like some of their policies either, so you'll just vote for the same Republican that hasn't been pro-Second Amendment, but just because maybe he's not as bad as the other guy. Well, how do we change that cycle to let's put somebody in there that actually plans on working for the Constitution and for our Bill of Rights and for the Second Amendment? How do we do that? Well, we encourage people who we know are pro-Second Amendment to start running for these offices. Do you have a decent education? Do you have the ability to speak to crowds and make good decisions? Do you believe in the Bill of Rights? Find people in the community that are willing to stand up, and instead of just having that person maybe give a speech at some rally, maybe encourage that person to actually think about getting into politics. Encourage that person who's pro-Second Amendment to maybe challenge the next guy, and see if we can actually start putting people in there that could make a difference. Because all these phone calls and all these emails, well, sometimes they do work. Most of the time they don't, but sometimes they do work. Wouldn't it be better to just have somebody in office who actually knew what the plight was? Somebody in office who could understand where we're coming from because he or she was there? That would be the better thing. So I think, and I know this is probably, either going to fall on deaf ears or just not going to happen, but my hope would be that people out there would start convincing those members of the community that believe in freedom and really start convincing them to start running for office, because we need a complete swap out of what's going on right now. It's just not working. We are those that are in politics right now are not working for the people. They're working for their own self-interests, and freedom, Bill of Rights be damned. And it needs to stop. Anyway, I appreciate you guys listening to me rant. I watch the news all the time, and I read things and articles, and it just drives me nuts the amount of hypocrisy that I see on a daily basis, and not just the Second Amendment, but across the board. They want everything to be theirs. They don't want anything taken away from them, but they'll be willing to take away anything from us if it somehow helps them out. So again, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.